Hello and welcome to a video on how to do an extreme Sudoku puzzle. Now this Sudoku puzzle is at the medium level, but it is still extreme. The only difference between a normal Sudoku puzzle and an extreme Sudoku puzzle is that the diagonals must also be the numbers 1 through 9. That is the only difference. So these are my 3 steps right here. I do my 1 through 9s, comparing each of the numbers, then I worry about my diagonals, and then I'll do random/repeat the first 2 steps, which is where I just work on the board, see what I have, and fill in what I can. So let's start with our 1s. Well, we have 7 1s, meaning we're just missing 2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So by crossing out the numbers, we can see there will be a 1 either here or here, and here or here. But that's no absolute answers, so let's move on to our 2. We're only given 1 2 in this problem, so we can't compare it to any other 2s, but we can compare it to other boxes. So let's see if it cancels out any lines in any of these boxes to where there's only 1 box left in that larger box, if that makes sense. So this 2 going down, we know that there won't be a 2 anywhere in here and anywhere in here. So there must be a 2 here, 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 or here, here, and here. Now let's take it across. Again, no absolute answers here, so we're not going to write anything down. So now let's take it across. We know there's going to be 2 either here or here, but that's all we know. So let's move on to our 3. We're only given 1 3, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to look up and we're going to look sideways. So looking up, it doesn't cancel out to where there's only 1 box in any of these boxes. And looking sideways, it does not cancel out to where there's only 1 box left in either of these boxes. So let's move on to our 4. Again, we're only given 1 4. So let's go up. I don't see anything that cancels out to 1 box, and let's go sideways. Neither of these boxes would cancel out to just 1 with that 4. So let's move on to our 5. This is where we get our first real answer. So we have 2 5s right here, and this 5 cancels out these 2 boxes. This 5 cancels out these 2 boxes. So a 5 must go in the middle right there. Now, let's look at this for a second. These 3 5s are all in the same column, so we can't compare them to each other. We can only compare each individual 5 to other boxes. So let's just do up, down really quick on, or ups and sideways really quick on each of these 5s. Right there, nothing cancels out to 1 box. Right there, nothing cancels out to 1 box. There and there, nothing cancels out to 1 box. So let's look at our 6s. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 6s in here. So immediately I can see that we're only missing 2 6s. So this 6 and this 6 in this box cancel out these 4 boxes right here, which means there can only be a 6 right there. Now there's 8 6s, meaning there's only 1 box left. Now when you have 8 of one number, there's only 1 possible spot that one final number can go. And it's going to be in this box. So we're going to use this 6, and this 6, and this 6. And we can tell that the 6 will go right there, because this 6 cancels out these 3, and this 6 cancels out this 1. So the 6 can only go there. And I believe that completes our 6s, so I'm going to write 6 up at the top and cross it out. That way I know that there are no other 6s that I can write down in the puzzle, and that a 6 cannot be a candidate for any of my remaining boxes. So let's move on to our 7s. Let's see if our 7s give us any immediate answers. Well, we have 4 7s, and I can see that this 7, and this 7 mean there will be a 7 either here or here, but that's no immediate answer. So let's not write anything down. However, in this box, we do get an answer. With this 7, and this 7, we know that a 7 must go here. Now, if you don't understand this, where I'm going and how I got that 7 there with those 3 7s, I do not recommend watching this video, because again, I do use higher level Sudoku techniques that you should know before watching this video. This is just how to do an extreme Sudoku puzzle and walking you through it. So now with this 7, let's see if we get any new information really quick. Whenever you get a new number, just check if you get any new information just by going up and sideways. Well, up and down and sideways. So up, I'm not seeing anything other than we'll have a 7 here or here. And sideways, I'm not seeing anything because we're already, yeah. So let's move on to our 8s. Now, these 2 8s mean that there will be an 8 right here. because this one cancels out these two, this one cancels out these two. So this is the only remaining box. So now let's see if this new 8 gives us any information. Well, this 8, and this 8 mean there can only be an 8 in this box. Right? Let's see if this gives us any information. Now with these two 8s in this box, an 8 can only go here, because this cancels out these two, this cancels out these two. All right, let's see if this new 8 gives us any information. I'm not seeing any new information other than that an 8 will go here or here, but we already knew that because of these two 8s in this row being full. So let's move on to our 9s. Now with our 9s, we do get an answer. With this 9, and this 9, right here, in this box, we know that a 9 must go here. You can kind of cancel out that 9 or whatever because this row is already full. But we know a 9 will go there because this 9 cancels out these two boxes, that 9 cancels out that box. Okay, now let's look to see if this new 9 gives us any information. Yes, it tells us that a 9 will go either here or here, but it doesn't give us an absolute answer, so we're not going to write anything down. So now we're going to do our diagonals. I typically like to write down what I'm missing in each diagonal, just so that I can have it by my puzzle to reference. So we're going to do the left-facing diagonal. Let's see what numbers we're missing. We have 1, so we're missing 2, 3, 4, and 7. 2, 3, 4, and 7. And now let's look at our other diagonal. We are missing the same numbers, 2, 3, 4, and 7. Now they may not go in that order, but I do like to count out my numbers to the amount of empty boxes just to make sure that I got it right. 2, 3, 4, and 7. Now Sudoku is all about patterns. I would just like to mention there is no pattern in the fact that these two number sets are the same. There's no pattern in that. Okay, so now let's go through each of our diagonals, each number, each box, to see if we can cancel anything out. Well, let's start with our left-facing diagonal, left upwards diagonal. 2s, well, we only have 1, 2, so it doesn't cancel out there, or there, or there, but it does cancel out there. But there are still 3 spots that the 2 could go, so we're just going to leave it alone, not write anything down. Let's look at our 3s. Well, we have the same situation. It only cancels out 1 box, so we're not going to write anything down. Let's look at our 4. Almost the same situation, however, it cancels out no boxes. So for this diagonal, the 4 could go anywhere. Now let's look at our 7. Well, this 7 cancels out this box, this 7 cancels out this box, but a 7 can still go here or here. 2 possible answers, so we're not going to write anything down. So we can't write anything for this left-facing diagonal right now. Let's look at our right-facing diagonal. Well, we have this 2 canceling out these 2 boxes, so 2 must go either here or here. All right, 2 possible answers, but we're not going to write anything down because it doesn't give us an absolute answer. So let's move on to our 3. Our 3 cancels out this box only, and the other 3 boxes are still possible for a 3. So let's move on to our 4. Our 4 doesn't cancel out anything. Finally, let's move on to our 7. So this 7 cancels out these 2 boxes, and this 7 cancels out this box. So a 7 must go right here. That's a little messy 7. There we go. That's a 7. Now let's just quickly go through our 2, 3, 4 again real quick to see if we get anything. Always cross this out once you're done so you know what you've completed and what you have to go. So now this 2 cancels out these 2 boxes, leaving only this one. So the 2 must go there. So let's cross out our 2 as well. Now we're just missing 3, 4, and they're in the same box. So this is really important because we can make a note. 3, 4, and 3, 4. Because we know, because of the diagonals, since this is an extreme puzzle, the 3 and the 4 have to go there. Well, now look at this box. We have 2 empty boxes, so it's going to be a pair, a 5, 8 pair by quickly looking at it. Well, we have an 8 right there, so an 8 is going to go here, and a 5 is going to go here. Now let's look at these new numbers, see if they give us any information. And they do. So in this box, if you take this 8, this 8, this 8, and this 8, they cancel out every box except for this one. So an 8 must go there. Now let's see if this new 8 gives us any information. It does not, because that was our final 8. Now looking at my puzzle, I can see that there's still a lot left, but now we're going to move on to the random/repeat step, because we've completed our diagonals, we've completed our 1 through 9, so now we're just going to look at what's open and see what we can do with what we have. Alright, so I'm going to look at what's mostly full, because that's typically where I start working. So I can see that this is mostly full and we're just missing a 3 and a 4. Well, I got kind of lucky there, because there's a 3 right here. So this must be a 4, and this must be a 3. Now quickly checking new information, this must be a 3, because it's the only number left in this box, and we just crossed off our 3 and our 4 for our left upwards diagonal. So make sure you cross those out so you know what you have remaining. And so now we're just missing the 2 and the 7. So let's just quickly check. Well, that 2 cancels out that box, so this must be the 7, and this must be the 2, because this 7 cancels out this box. However, you don't need both of those answers to cancel it out. You only need one, if that makes sense. Okay, let's continue to look at our puzzle. Right here, I can see I am missing a 2 and a 4. Well, I got a 2 and a 4 right there. So that will be my 2, that will be my 4. Now this 4 cancels out these two boxes, and we're missing a 4 in this box, so a 4 must go here. Oh, look at what we just did. This is a 3-4 pair right here, and we just got a 4. So we're gonna erase this right here, and we're gonna fill these in. Since this is a 4, this has to be a 3, and this will be my 4. Now I'm gonna cross off my 3-4 because those were the final 3-4 of that diagonal. So now let's look at this pair right here. We're gonna have a 3-5. Well, we just filled in this 3, so this will be a 3, and this will be a 5. Now let's look at our 5s, what they tell us. Well, this 5, and this 5 tell me that a 5 must go here. Now let's look what this new 5 tells me. Well, it tells me that a 5 must go here or here with this 5. But there's nothing that we can get from it right now, so let's continue working. Right here, I'm missing a number, which is going to be the number 3. And now let's see what we're missing here. We're missing a 2 and a 5, but I'm not seeing anything that will cancel out, so we're going to continue on. Now let's look at this row right here. I'm just randomly choosing these rows, whatever looks full to me. So I am missing a 1, a 4, and a 7. Well, this right here is going to be my 1 because the 4 and the 7. Now I'm just missing a 4 and a 7. Well, there's this 7 right here, so this is going to be my 4, and this will be my 7. Now let's quickly check if this gives us any new information. Just tells us that there's going to be a 4 either here or here, but that's all we know at the moment. Now let's look at this row right here. We are missing a 2 and a 3, I believe. Well, we have a 3 right here, so this is going to be my 2, and this will be my 3. Let's see if this 3 gives us any information, which it does. This 3, and this 3 mean that this is going to be our 3 for this box. Does this new 3 give us any information? No, it does not, but I am missing a 3 right here. Now the reason I got that is because this 3 cancels out these two boxes. So we also just completed our 3s. So now let's look at this top row right here, because I know that this is going to be a pair, so this is going to be an absolute number, because this is also a pair right here. Now there are multiple ways that you can fill this in. You can fill it in by each doing the single number that's missing here, the single number that's missing here, or by filling in the pair by what's in these rows, or however you would like to do it. But just know in Sudoku there's more than one way to do almost any number. There will almost always be 2 rules that you apply, okay? All right, so let's keep moving. So we're missing a 4 and a 9. Well, because of this 9 right here, My 9's going to go there, and my 4 will go there. Now I'm just missing one number, which happens to be a 2. And now up here, I'm missing two numbers, which are 4 and 5. Well, I have a 4 right here, so this will be my 4, and this will be my 5. Let's see if either of these two numbers give us any new information. They do. This 4 and this 4 and this 4 mean that there can only be a 4 right there. Now let's keep moving. Let's see if we got that 2-5 pair that was right here figured out. We still don't have a 2 or 5 in either of these rows to cancel it out, but we can get one because we're missing a 2-5 here as well. Well, there's a 5 right here, so this will be my 2, this will be my 5, meaning this will be my 2. And now let's look what we're missing here. Well, we have the numbers 1 through, yes, so we're missing 5 and 9. Well, this is a 9, so we're going to put our 9 here and our 5 here. And now we are missing one number, which happens to be a 2. Now we're missing 3 numbers right here, which are 1, 7, and 9. So let's just quickly fill it in. 1, 7, 9, 1, 7, 9, and 1, 7, 9. And that is how you complete an extreme Sudoku puzzle.